Hey, Alpha fam, welcome back to another episode of Alpha Commission. Today on Alpha Commission, we are going to go over the major breakdown on the Bitcoin chart as we see all of this FUD up in the air over in the crypto industry, where we have FTX going to war with Binance trying to, drop the FTT token and perhaps even liquidate FTX, the crypto exchange, which would be a huge and very serious deal if that really happened. And guys, we also have the US government seizing 50,000 Bitcoin, making it one of the largest Bitcoin holders. Of course, that did come from those dirty transactions on the Silk Road a few years ago. And then, of course, a library lost its summary judgment, putting all of crypto at risk of being treated the same way that Ripple and XRP has been treated by the SEC. And additionally, we see Hex influencers being served notices by the SEC. So this is just a lot of FUD, just really suppressing the market right now as, crypto was just getting a chance to be bullish. It just got hit by a perfect storm today. And that's why you see this red across the charts, even though if we look at stocks, it was a fairly green day and the stock market looks actually okay. But crypto is just suffering. And guys, I did give a bit of a warning on this. And just for some transparency, for truth in advertising, here's what I had to say. And as long as we hold above 20,785, we do have that kind of wiggle room on the daily. Unfortunately, the 2 to 5 day projection does suggest that if we don't hold on to 20,915, that we will have lost our momentum for the week. And so getting back above that number is quite critical. Okay, guys, I think you heard my message quite loud and clear in the last episode. Getting above 20,915 is critical. Otherwise, we would be trapped in kind of a bearish zone. Then I made a follow-up episode, and these are just 1 minute episodes, but I contained the important information that you needed to know about this rising wedge. We haven't really fully broken down or anything, at which case that level would be 20,350. So we are in the bearish momentum zone, which does suggest there's a higher probability to break down, but we are also still within the wedge, and so any good news, any type of shift in momentum could just recover this little area. So we are right. So there we have it. We needed something positive to push us above that area. And, being underneath 20,915 was just a bearish zone. And then if we wanted to get solidly bearish, it's going to be under 20,350. And since the only thing we got was bad news today, right? Just bad news after bad news after bad news. We did end up breaking down from this rising wedge, as I suggested, was highly likelihood if we didn't meet those critical numbers. And if we look at the alpha momentum pool from yesterday, you can see, yes, our price action did get inside of the pool, but we did not close on top of it. We did not close in that solidly bullish area. We didn't get a couple 4 hour candles above there. And so what happened? We lost all of our momentum, and you just see, boom, right? Guys, the Alpha Fam is just killing it because we are making these calls based upon the Alpha momentum pools, right? They have to be validated by bullishness in the Alpha momentum pool. And then, of course, I'm also making the momentum scales just to aid you visually by setting, a little bit more nuance to the zones. Now, I have updated the Alpha momentum pool for today, and look at where we are, guys. I made this video twice because, in fact, we were up here and we had a nice kind of a bounce right here off of this wick, and we were inside of the alpha momentum pool for the day. But what happened was just very quickly we lost that. And so you can see this wick right here. You see this wick right here. If I turn the images back on, you can see that was inside of the momentum pool. But guys, because we were at the bottom of the pool and we were already in a downtrend, we just immediately lost it. The chart was saying, I'm sorry, but no momentum for you. And it just totally broke down. And so, guys, we didn't even have a chance. Not even one candle closed inside of the momentum pool today. And so, the best that we could hope for is to work our way back up here. But closing above there just seems highly unlikely. And we may need to evaluate this again tomorrow. And guys, when I made the first video, we were up here. That's how fast that we just dropped, in the last hour or so. And I was saying that we had a second chance to try to bounce after losing this area, but unfortunately, I ended up with egg on my face because this thing just dropped so hard when Asia came online and started just selling this asset off. Now, you do see that I have a solid bearish bias right here at 20,210, and we are in fact retesting that area. So if we do lose this zone, I am going to expect that we have further area to drop. And while we could make a bit of a double bottom right here, creating a lower low would not be a good thing, okay, guys? And so again, like we can talk about this oh no anyway level, this uber bearish level, should we fall down there tomorrow. But for now, we really need to get back above 20,210 to have any chance. And just look at the squeeze on this thing to the downside, okay? Like, that's not good. We are nowhere where we need to be, Alpha Fam. I'm sorry to deliver that news. These levels are the levels for today. These are the real levels, okay? And we are just nowhere near bullish. And the 2 to 5 day projection says that we have to be above 20,910. Okay, 20,910. But we are not even close to there. And so for the next 2 to 5 days, this could be a bit of a fight. I will give you an update. Guys, sorry to be the bearer of bearish news, but you can't just be just a perma bull, right? You can't be a perma bull. You have to be able to switch gears with the chart, with the real data, you know, on a minute's notice if necessary. And again, guys, we never were in that bullish zone. We were always in the bearish zone according to these momentum pools. And so, guys, here at Alpha Commission, we are just absolutely killing it. We're going to continue to refine this system. And in the next bull market, we are just going to just again, like just slaughter the charts. We are going to just make a killing off of this new strategy. And also, if you had shorted on this, that would also have been a great play because these momentum pools don't just work one direction. They do work in both directions. It's just I usually like to deliver the bullish side of the news because, I mean, why would we want to bet against our own market, right? But guys, just understand this system does work both ways if you are shorting. That was your alpha for the day. Thank you for being my supporters and showing up to watch my channel and encourage me along. I really do appreciate it and all your helpful feedback. If you guys have any requests, please feel free to send them to me. I'm really sad to see this drop in the chart. And look at that, right under that solid bearish bias. We are closing. I mean, we are opening a new candle underneath it. So that doesn't bode well. But we'll watch this and see how it progresses. Hopefully, we can hold here. That has been, pretty okay support. We do have another level down here. And then, this is kind of a critical area to hold on at this 19,300. As for this rising wedge, if you take a measured move off of it, I showed this in the previous episode, but it could get us into that kind of ugly area. So Yeah, just pay attention. Something weird could be happening. And guys, because of the elections, again, people are thinking that Republicans could perhaps help the economy. But to be honest, both parties got us into this situation, and so I'm not really sure that that's going to be the case. We should have had Republicans in office for the last 2 years because that would have helped fight inflation, but now we're switching to a recession narrative, and in a recession, the only way to get out of a recession really has been with a government stimulating something in the industry at some point. That's how we've gotten out of every major recession, and so it's like we got it backwards. We should have had the Republicans in Congress for the last 2 years to help fight inflation, and then we should have had the Democrats in the office for the next 2 years so that we can actually fight the recession. And those are totally two different styles of governance that is needed in order to battle those huge macroeconomic things. And so, while there was a buy the rumor of a Republican Congress, there could be a little bit of a sell the news event as well. But if we do find support, as long as we do have a higher low, we can consider that this is still on track, perhaps, to be curling up. But if this does end up breaking down, we could end up, just testing our June lows or maybe even making a lower low. And then we're going to have to try to see if we have any bullish divergences to perhaps pop back up. But right now, Bitcoin's looking a little bit sickly. And so if we do just to pop over to volatility, I just want to take a brief look at that. And you can see that the 4 hour, yeah, is expanding, to the downside still. The daily, looks like it's going to have a little bit of a flip. What's the 2 day doing? Yeah, the 2 day is also going to have a little bit of a flip. So just interesting. Let's look at the 5 day. 5 day is just also going to have a flip. That's interesting. Everything has just been reworked here. But the weekly oddly is firing for the first time. And so did the weekly volatility bamboozle us all? Is the weekly going to take us to the downside? I don't know, guys. The weekly has been the holdout this whole time, and it's only firing off now that we're actually flipping to the downside. So we're gonna have to wait and see. If we do look at the weekly momentum, you can see that is starting to kind of make the first lower brick there on the momentum. Oh no, and look at this. We do have some bearish divergence building up on the weekly as well. Guys, we have basically 5 days left in the week. Plenty of time to recover, but wow, this is just a massive sell-off, and you can see that measured move might just end up playing out. So I am glad that I warned the Alpha Fam about this in the previous episode, and I am glad that we have these momentum pools as well as the scale in order to know whether we're in a bearish or a bullish momentum area. And as I mentioned on those previous videos, we were in a bearish momentum area, and we had a rising wedge that could break down, and lo and behold, it came to fruition. So, brilliant calls here by the Alpha Commission. I myself wanted to be bullish, but the data and the charts were telling me to be bearish. Okay? And so my feelings didn't matter. The chart and the alpha momentum pools, the alpha momentum scale over here, right? My signals, they said F your feelings, right? They said F your feelings. We're going down. And my feeling, I wanted to be so bullish, guys. But look at this pullback. And now we're just going to hope that we get a bounce in this area. Guys, I will follow up on this. Again, sorry to be the bearer of bearish news, but that's your alpha for the day. Stay safe. Thank you for supporting the channel, and happy trading.